Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna walk through a full leg day. I'm gonna show you my warm up and everything. I do 2 leg days a week. One's gonna be more glutes and quads focused and one's gonna be more glutes and hamstrings focused. Today is the glutes and hamstrings. And this exact workout may or may not be pulled directly from my 6-week challenge called Build by Dudes. It's available for pre-sale now and the challenge starts October 28th. So if you wanna train like me, with me, I'll leave the link in the bio to sign up, or you can head over to my Instagram for more information. But yeah, we're gonna go through my normal leg day warm up for a glutes and hamstrings day. First, I always just start with child's pose just because it feels nice. And I'll like go over to both sides and I just kind of do this until I feel like I'm loose a little bit. Okay, next we're gonna go into pigeon pose, but instead of just sitting here and holding it or static stretching, we're gonna be doing a dynamic pigeon. Dynamic stretching is gonna be more beneficial before your workout because it's gonna bring more blood flow to the muscles. So we're gonna go up on our back toe and then sit into this hip, and you should feel a stretch here on the side of your glute. And I'm gonna do that about 10 to 15 times. It honestly just depends on how tight I feel. Okay, next, also to warm our hips up and also to stretch out our adductors, we're gonna be doing a lateral lunge. So you're gonna lunge all the way to one side, make sure you're pushing that knee out wide, sit back into that hip. And we're gonna do 10 of these. Leaning away from that straight leg, you're gonna feel more of a stretch here in your adductors. Okay, this is something I've recently added into my warm-up. We're gonna do the hip abduction and hip adduction machines. We're not gonna go super heavy with these or anything. I just do 2 sets of 15 reps on both machines. And I found that my hips feel better after the workout when I do this as part of the warm-up. Okay, starting with the adduction, I just go really slow and make sure I get a good stretch in my adductor. And like I said, 2 sets of 15, and then we'll switch over to the abduction. Make sure you clean off your machines, you little nasties. Okay, same thing for abductions, 2 sets of 15, nice and controlled. Hold that squeeze on the outside. Ooh. All right, so our first main movement is gonna be hip thrusts. I don't always do hip thrusts first, but a lot of times I feel like when I do them first, I can feel better glute engagement afterwards throughout the workout. I do typically like to go pretty high volume with these, which this entire workout's gonna be pretty high volume and mainly focused on hypertrophy training because that's how I train. I do some strength training stuff, but for the most part, my training is focused on hypertrophy, and my 6-week challenge is gonna reflect that. So we're doing 4 sets of these and we're gonna shoot for 10 to 12 reps. Make sure you're keeping your core braced, squeezing at the top, controlling on the way down. Don't let that back arch on the way down. All right, second movement's gonna be another hip hinge. We're doing dumbbell RDLs, and we're not gonna go as high volume with these, but still in that hypertrophy range of training. So we're doing 3 sets here of 8 to 10 reps. Before you start, you wanna make sure your core is braced, your lats are locked in so your shoulders don't roll forward. And instead of focusing on dropping and lifting your chest, you're focusing on pushing your hips back and then bringing them forward. A good cue that I like to think of is pretending I'm doing a hip thrust but standing up. So you're really focusing on those hips driving forward on the way up as you would on the way up in a hip thrust. And we're focusing on slow and controlled like always. All right, moving into some accessory work, we're gonna do a superset here. And both movements are actually gonna be unilateral. I always make sure I have at least 1 unilateral movement in every workout, no matter what I'm hitting. And unilateral just means like one side, or in this case, 1 leg at a time. First movement of the superset is gonna be cable kickbacks. And also, if you don't have like ankle straps for these, you don't really need them. I used to just clip this to my shoelace, and that works too. But we're doing 12 reps of these, so 12 on one leg, switch to 12 on the other, and then we're going straight into the next movement. So no rest, grab your kettlebell, and we're doing single leg RDLs, 8 on each leg, and we're doing 3 rounds of that total. All right, so 12 reps here. Other leg. Honestly, the slower the better on these. We'll really exaggerate that pause at the top. Okay, no rest, grab your kettlebell, and we're going straight into single leg RDLs. So sit back in that hip, drive your hip forward. Other side. Okay, and that's 1 set. We're doing 3. Okay, last exercise is gonna be laying hamstring curls. We're going back to really high volume with these. We're doing 4 sets of these until failure. So you're gonna wanna play around and find a weight where you're hitting failure between like 10 and 15 reps. Because like I said, we want these to be really high volume. And you're gonna stop when you're no longer completing the full range of motion with good form. I usually still do a couple like partial reps, but once I'm barely getting any range of motion, that's when I consider failure and stop. Come all the way to the top, make sure you're nice and slow, controlling on the way down. Don't let the weight just pull your legs down. And we're making sure we get at least 10. All right, you guys, our lift is over. My hammies and glutes are definitely feeling juicy. For cardio after leg days, I typically walk on the treadmill and read my book, and I usually do 30 to 45 minutes of that, give or take, depending on like where I'm at in my book. And then after upper body days, I do stairs, typically 15 to 30 minutes of that. Oh my god, did I forget my book? That's really sad. Okay, forgot my book. Aw, it's really upsetting. I'm reading Throne of Glass. I'm on the tandem read of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. That's really sad. Okay, well, I don't have my book, but we're still gonna walk. So, oh, I need to tell you about my outfit because these are actually two of my favorite pieces recently. Actually, not even recently, for like a while now. The Adapt Flex shorts I've loved for so long. These are the coconut white ones, and then this is the cotton lifting bra, one of my favorite bras and definitely most comfortable. I wear a size small in both of these, and you can always use code DUTES to get 10% off your order off anything on the Gymshark site. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more of stuff like this. And again, my 6-week challenge Build by Dutes is available for pre-sale now. So sign up. We're all going to start together on October 28th. If you're watching this later than that, the program's still going to be available, just not at the same timeline that I'm doing it with everybody, but it's still going to be there. You pay for it one time and then you have it forever. So that's all. I love you guys. Bye.